Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is Scarcasm. Woohoo! We are doing this old school. Chase, don't know what happened with Chase, so Sam is in the building.
What's up? And
we are just going to record something. Yeah, just kind of do something quick and easy, but we're doing this old school. We actually went back to Skype, like for real, since I don't use Skype at all, since we don't really use Skype to record shows anymore. Isn't it fucking weird? Like, I never use Skype for anything at all. But yeah, we're back to Skype today. We're just going to talk a little bit about, what's popping for us. We talked pre-show a little bit about some, the Disney Plus stuff, and some of the things that we've been, watching on Disney Plus. I have played, a decent amount of a game, but I've already talked about it, so it ain't really too much more I can say about it. So yeah, we're just going to get into it. Sam, how's your week been?
Oh, everything's been great. My work schedule changed, so I can do stuff at night now. We'll get more on that later. Yeah, so Disney Plus dropped, and I've been watching a whole bunch of stuff on there, so we can talk about that in a minute as well. But yeah, pretty much that was it.
Word up. I had an interesting week. I went to court on Friday, and okay, so it wasn't for nothing like crazy, but here's what had happened. In September, early September, I think it was the day after Labor Day, I got pulled over for an inspired inspection sticker. Expired inspection. That's just those two words right behind each other is just kind of weird to say. But I got pulled over and I got a ticket. And I was just going to pay it. I was just going to pay it and just be done with it. I went and got the inspection a couple days later. I was just going to pay it. But when I went to go pay it, it was like $125 to pay it. And so I was like, everybody and their mama was telling me yo, if you went and got the inspection, just take it up there. They'll dismiss it and you're good. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to do that. So I waited and the day was the 15th. So I went on Friday and I sat there in the courtroom. The crazy thing about the courtroom is I was in, a courtroom where they didn't separate the courts. I don't know whether that was the only courtroom that day. But there was a lot. Most of it was traffic offenses. Whether it was speeding tickets, car accidents, like that kind of thing. But then there was other people that had drug charges and shit like that. And then there was one gentleman was brought in from the side in his prison garb or jail garb. They brought him in from a side door to come in and they basically set up his trial date. So it's it was just a bunch of stuff happening that day. And so so I just sat there. I was in one of the last groups called. Around that time, everybody came into the courtroom and sat down, and the courtroom was almost full. It was people everywhere in the courtroom. But by the time they got around to calling my name, there wasn't very many of us left. So they went through all kinds of stuff. He took a recess right before, starting on my time slot, I guess you would say. So he took a recess before that and then all kinds of stuff. So we were just kind of sitting there for a while. One instance, this lady, I've told this story a couple times now. This lady, kind of cut me off on the way into the building and just flew past me like she was in a rush. And she looked like typical, middle American housewife.
Uh-huh.
And my girlfriend said, well, what did she look like? Was she black or white? And I was like, typical middle American housewife, I might as well just say housewhite. So she brushes past me and she seems to have a little bit of an attitude, but she's in a hurry to get wherever the fuck she needs to get to. She's in a hurry. So I'm just sitting there and then one of the early parts, the judge calls her up there and the judge gives her the blues about her not getting treated for her meth addiction.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not something I was expecting at all because, like, you know, looks can be deceiving, but I didn't see that coming. Like, I didn't see that coming at all. So, like, so he's like giving her the blues about the meth addiction and like, there's like all this kind of crazy stuff. I see this one, these gentlemen, I guess they were in a car accident. And the guy who was responsible for the accident, I guess he said he didn't want to have a lawyer or whatever like that. He wanted to, you know, he just wanted to remain silent. Just whatever happens, happens. And then the guy said, well, if you know, if you are acting as your own lawyer, you can't make declarative statements. If you speak to the other person, you can only ask him questions. And the guy was like, all right, cool. And then like, so like they let the other dude talk. He was the one that got hit, and the other dude is talking or whatever like that. And then they were like, and so they turned to the first guy. They was like, do you want to say anything? And he was like, so you said that you had do this. No, that is a declarative statement. That is not a question. All right, cool. And then he just kept doing statements instead of questions. And then it was just like, okay, do you want to plead the fifth, or you just want to be quiet and then not say anything? He was like, yeah. And it was like, all right, cool. And that was pretty much the end of that. Because he couldn't put what he wanted to say in the form of a question.
In the form of a question.
Yeah. So, that happened. And it's just a bunch of just kind of sitting there. And like, it seemed like pretty obvious that the judge didn't want to be there that day. It was a bunch of like state troopers and stuff like that, just kind of sitting on the side, or just like sheriffs and shit like that, just kind of sitting on the side, and they just knew they had to be there all day. Like, that's got to be some fucked up shit with, like, if you're like a sheriff or something like that, your schedule is like, all right, man, I got to go to court today. Like, how long you going to be in court? All fucking day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just had to sit there on the side until their name was called, and then they handled a bunch of their cases, or the people that they wrote up and stuff like that they wrote tickets for and stuff like that. That had to be the most, like, God, that has to be the worst feeling to just sit there and you just, and like, they have to wait longer than I do. So like, and I was already like, yo, bruh, this is not what's hot on these streets.
Well, just imagine doing that every day.
Yeah,
that's
man.
pretty much that judge.
Yeah, that's a part of their job, and that's like, fuck. And the judge was just kind of like, you know, it got to a point he started making jokes a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, he was just, at some point he was just like, yo, I guess I need to have some fun with this shit because I gotta be here for any of this shit to move, you know? So.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, the worst part about it is like, I didn't pay the $125.
Okay.
Because I thought they was going to throw the shit out. So I go, and then the judge tells me that he just wants me to pay the court costs. And the court cost is like $69. And I'm like,
better than $125.
I don't really want to pay it. No, actually, just wait. I don't really want to pay it, but I'm like, all right, cool. It's better than $125 or whatever, I guess. So I'm standing there, and then of course, if you use a card, they add a 4% markup. So I ended up paying like 71 something. And then I think about like the time that I didn't even get to work until like 12:30 ish. So wow. Like the combination of the money that I'm losing for not being at work, because I pretty much used all of my sick and vacation time for like when my brother died. So like most of this was going to be just like, I'm not getting paid for this. So like the combination between what I'm not making at work and then having to spend $69 or $71 and some change, when I thought I wasn't going to have to pay anything, which is why I decided to do this. I was like, you know what? Next time some shit like this happens, I'm just going to fucking pay it.
Just go ahead and pay it.
Yep. Just going to go ahead and fucking pay it. Like, let's just go ahead and get this shit done. But then like I had a conversation with my boss because I dressed up with a shirt and tie and like a nice sweater, to go to to go to court, basically. And my boss was just like, I just show up in jeans and like a polo shirt. I was like, I am a large black man. I'm not showing up to any court. I don't give a shit if it was for an expression sticker. I'm not showing up to any court without a shirt, without at least a button up and some slacks at least. Like that is the least amount that I'm wearing here. But apparently I was dressed pretty decently because on my way out, I got accosted by a lady who was out. She was standing outside the courthouse. She had like a photographer and stuff like that. And she asked me, did I work there? And I was like, no, I don't work here. I just kind of live here. And then I went, don't I know you from Facebook? There's a lady who just befriended me on Facebook recently, and she does a lot of like, basically social justice warrior type stuff, for like Virginia, and like she goes all over and like she does all that kind of stuff. And
she's one of those like investigative journalists or whatever.
Yeah, and she does a whole lot of like trying to get, and she's from Newport News, so like that's part of the reason why she followed me. She's from Newport News. I mean, my shit says I'm from Newport News. I don't even know if it says that I live in Richmond now, but yeah, so like I recognized her and I was like, don't I know you from Facebook? And then we had this conversation, and then I was like, no, I'm from Newport News. And then I had to, prove my hoodness by telling them exactly where I live at. But I had to tell them which street I'm from, but I also had to give a landmark. So like because like, as far as like dudes from where I'm from, I'm pretty fucking square. So I had to give like a landmark. Why is Pooh Bear sending me messages? That probably showed up in the thing. So I had to like do landmarks and shit like that. And like she was getting ready to flash on me because she thought I worked there.
It's like, how dare you rule under this such and such?
Yeah. How dare you work at the courthouse that are fucking assholes? I was like, you know what? I think they're assholes too.
No, my dad, he went to traffic court one time, and the judge he got was like this legendary judge who did a bunch of civil rights stuff in the 60s or whatever. He was an old man already by this point. Mm-hmm. And here's this legendary guy who's, they named schools after this guy. My dad said the whole time he was asleep. And whenever like the lawyers would be doing their thing and they'd be like, objection or whatever, his ass would still be asleep and he'd just be mumbling, overruled, sustained. Like, dude, like he did not have time for any of that. That dude was asleep. He was taking his nap.
I'm sorry, I was responding to my child.
Oh, okay.
So I only heard part of that. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
All right. So say that one more time. We had to run this back because I messed up. That was me. I messed up. My Pooh Bear sent me a message.
Okay, so my dad went to court one time for traffic or something. I forget what it was. And the judge he got was like this famous judge around here who did a lot of civil rights stuff in the 60s and 70s and stuff. Mm-hmm. Really famous guy. They named schools after this guy. And so my dad said the whole time that the lawyers were doing their thing, his ass was asleep.
Wow.
And then, he said that like whenever they were be like objection or whatever, his ass would still be asleep, but he'd still have the wherewithal to be like sustained or ruled and still be asleep. Like this dude was like knocked out completely, but still like
you know what it was. That dude was married and he knows how this goes. That dude was married. He knew exactly how this goes. So that's why he was able to do that. I applaud you. I applaud dude for that. Like that's a skill. Like I don't know how many people would think that that's a skill, but I believe that is a skill.
Oh no, it is because like I mean to where you have it down to like where you can do that in your sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a skill. So, all right. What do you want to get into first? Do you want to say the Disney Plus stuff? Because that's all I really watched, other than like watching some Heart of Dixie with my girl, just being in the room. And like, I'm not actively watching it. So there's pieces of it that I'm missing, but also my coworker watches it. So like, I know stuff and she's like way ahead. So I know stuff. So I'm just kind of watching to see how the stuff that I know of because of my coworker is happening here, that type of thing.
Right.
But I think we should talk games first.
I was actually going to mention that I saw The Irishman, the movie that's going to be on Netflix, the Martin Scorsese flick.
You seen it already? You said
it's in theaters.
Oh, okay.
It's not on Netflix yet, but it will be. So it was supposed to debut on Netflix, but I guess because Martin Scorsese wants to get an Oscar nomination, he put it in theaters first. And so I checked it out. It's good, but it's 3.5 hours long.
Oh,
it's longer than Endgame.
Now, Endgame didn't feel like it was that long.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I was telling, like, Paige Turner, because I saw it with her. She's like, did you not know it was going to be this long? I said, yes, but some movies you can't tell. Some movies just flow right. You know what? This movie dragged.
You know what movie was 3 hours, and it felt like every fucking bit of 3 hours? Ali.
Which one?
Ali felt so long. Ali is probably one of the only movies where I chose to get up and go to the bathroom, stretch my legs. I left in the middle of Ali and came back. It was just like, oh, this is still happening. All right. I was just like, yo, I need to get up and do something. And just in the middle of Ali, I have never done that for a movie because I know I just fucking paid for this shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, usually like, even when I went to see Mafia in the movie theater, like I saw Mafia in the movie theater and I didn't leave.
Oh yeah, and so like the main thing that happens in the because like it's about Jimmy Hoffa and his whatever happened with him.
I don't know anything about it at all.
Okay, well, it's about Jimmy Hoffa.
Okay,
and Al Pacino is Jimmy Hoffa. Robert De Niro was like his right hand man, Frank Sheeran.
Okay.
So after Jimmy Hoffa dies, which obviously that's a thing that happens in real life. So anyway, after that happens. They cut to Robert De Niro's character, who's already like an old man in a nursing home and everything. The last 30 minutes is just him like getting ready to die, and the whole time I'm like, oh my god, just die already, so this movie can be over.
For real.
Like he goes to the funeral home and picks out his casket and everything with his assistant. I'm like, dude, why is this dragging so long? Why? I want to die.
Yeah, why don't you just do it like just a really do a montage of just like cut to the casket. He points like that one. All right, cool. Like let's just move this the fuck along.
Yeah, like he's getting checked out by his nurse. He's like, oh well. He's like, oh, I'm still alive. I'm like, fuck, I wish I wasn't.
Why am I?
It just went on and on for no reason. Like he's trying to reconcile with his daughters, and like, nah.
That's the show title. Why am I?
Just like it had to be the last 45 minutes of the film. Had to be nothing but him as an old man in a nursing home. Like, whoa, God, why?
That's fucked up. But like, he was out here talking reckless and shit about superhero movies.
Scorsese, yeah, I know, I saw.
Like, nigga, if you get the fuck out of here, because then you go to Netflix, who is popular mostly because of the fucking Marvel TV shows that they did on the fucking service.
Right. No, the funny part is that like a lot of these people had to be de-aged through CGI for like a lot of the scenes that happened in the 60s and stuff. And so Robert De Niro was one of them. So there's a part in the movie where he's beating on some dude for like I think he was bullying his daughter or something, some kind of shopkeeper. So he beat the crap out of him. They de-aged his face, but they can't de-age the way he moves. He still moves like a 78-year-old man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it looked really bad.
Really? Oh man, that sucks. I don't know.
He has a young guy's face, and he's the body of an old man.
So they Gemini Man somebody who shouldn't have been Gemini Man.
It was kind of like the same thing that happened in Captain Marvel with Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson moves like his age, but he looked much younger.
Yes, that is true. That's something that I get to watch again now.
Oh, yeah.
I rented it. I didn't actually watch it in the theaters. I wanted to, but I had seen Endgame before I saw Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so The Irishman is a very good movie.
But it's a really
have some dinner
movie.
In between. Yeah, take breaks when you watch it finally. But it's very good.
They don't stop the movies halfway through no more. Let's all go to the lobby.
They used to do that a long time ago, right?
Let's all go to the lobby. And that's for much shorter movies than 3 fucking hours.
But that was literally because they had to change the reel. They don't have that problem anymore. That's everything's digital.
True.
But no, it's a really, really good movie. So when it does come out on Netflix, I recommend everyone watch it, but pace yourself.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I had two. I played two games. I played. I played more Spellcasters University. I got through my first ending, and I did not succeed, and I feel bad. So I'm gonna change some settings, and I'm gonna try to see if there's a way I can succeed. But I really like that game. I've already explained it a couple of times, but so if you like the kind of games that I kind of dig, you might actually like this. And me, Chase and I on Monday, we played Destiny 2.
Oh, cool. On PC, right?
Yes, we played on PC, but I did link my account. I mean, I had already had an account from PlayStation. I played a lot I played a lot on PlayStation. So it took me a minute to remember how to play, but we actually had a little bit of fun. I don't know if I would actually spend the money for to get the current stuff to be up on the DLC and stuff like that. But the content that they have there, because some of the Curse of Osiris and something else, which was the original expansions, are free now. But we started Curse of Osiris, and I was digging it. We had some issues with with our chatting, but other than that, we had a ball. We played through, something, I don't even know what it's called. They kind of put us in this, world, and we were just kind of fucking shit up. It was kind of like strikes, but I guess it was some sort of special kind of strikes for Destiny. And we played that, and then we had a couple of people filling in as the third person on those. That was actually pretty fun. And I just I guess at the time I just remembered that I used to actually like playing Destiny, but I think the content for me just kind of got old. Because I stopped playing before the first DLC came out. So I had already went through the game with all three characters, and I don't like any of the other two. I don't like Titans. I don't like Hunters. It's Warlock Supremacy all day long.
Yeah, I used to play Warlock. That was my thing.
Yeah, it's Warlock Supremacy all day long. But I almost finished with my Titan. I ain't come close with the Hunter. I do not like the Hunter at all. Just don't like it. It's just not for me. I just don't fuck with that style of play. I know it's not that much different, but I can't roll with that shit at all. At least the Titan was cool enough. I could work some things out, But yeah, that was a good time. And so Chase and I talked that day, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to alternate. I don't know when this is actually going to start. I don't know whether this is going to start earlier than the first of the year, but we're going to alternate. We're going to do a show 1 week, and then we're going to do a game night 1 week, and just kind of alternate like that, because we get to these shows and a lot of times we're talking about the same shit over and over again, except for right now we got new games, and Disney Plus just came out, so we have those to talk about. But when Disney Plus is old, what are we going to talk about then? So at least on that end, we have 2 weeks to try to build up some shit.
Right, we're going to sit here and talk about Fly Away Home for the 50th time.
Right. Yeah, so fuck that. And then not talking about fucking DC TV shows.
But is Fly Away Home even on there? Let me check. Go ahead, sorry.
I don't know. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do going in the future. I know Chase was supposed to be here to present that, and then for some reason he didn't show up. So there's that. Have you played anything?
I ain't not played anything new. Well, I played. I was looking on Game Pass to see what was on there, see what OG Xbox, what Xbox stuff was on there.
Uh-huh.
I checked out Fusion Frenzy. I've not played that in years.
They got two is on there, right?
Is it? Oh, I saw one. I was just like, well, let me check this out.
I loved Fusion Frenzy. Fusion Frenzy is really fun when you got a group of people, especially a group of people that don't really play a whole lot of video games. Fusion Frenzy,
you can just imagine, just
best.
A bunch of cracking up and acting stupid.
Yeah.
Because that's what that game is mostly about. But yeah, I played a bit of that, and I was like, man, this is fun, man. I wish can you still do co-op on those things, or no?
I don't think you can do online co-op on those. I think you can still play it, but I don't think that you can do that. But did you do the thing where the ball is rolling at the screen and you're just
No,
kind
I
of,
haven't done that one. I haven't done that one yet. I did the whole thing where you're darting around trying to pick up points.
did you do the one where you're all in the fucking, what you call it, the American Gladiators steel ball
No,
things?
no, that was literally all I did was just like dart around,
Oh,
pick up things. Because I just wanted to try that to see if it was still as fun as I remembered, and it was.
word up. I remember liking Fusion Frenzy. I know a lot of people shit on it, but because it wasn't what we were looking for as like quote unquote gamers at the time. But like, no, that shit was just fun. You get a whole bunch of people together, and that shit was just super fucking fun to play. They should make another one. Actually.
If they do, they'll probably it's just something they'll probably put on digital. I don't see like a wide release for that, like in stores.
No, just put that shit on Game Pass.
Right. Yeah. See what else? I went back in the Watch Dogs too, just to see what else I could stick around with in there. There's really not much for me to do, but it's really fun to do those online missions, like without another person. I do not like going co-op on those things because the other person always ends up being a liability to me. Mm-hmm. But I like soloing those things, especially like the insane ones, because like they give like your opponents like hella armor. They give you no armor.
What?
And you're just trying to... No, yeah, at no point in the game do you ever have any armor. You basically just have to... That's why it's not wise to run and gun in that game.
Yeah, I never actually played it.
Yeah, there's no running... Yeah, you're basically just hacking the environment. Let's just say there's like an electrical box next to an opponent, and you can hack it to where it'll cause a short, and it'll like basically just knock them out. You can hack the cameras, and you can call the police on people... falsify evidence against someone to police, or actually you can actually call the gang and be like, "Yo, this dude's a traitor. He did this and this and this," and you can send the whatever after them. You can hack their phones to where like their phone will explode. Like there's just all kinds of weird. There are different ways to get on somebody instead of just going in there and just shooting them. Mm-hmm. But the higher difficulty ones are like the ones where like they give the other guy a bunch of armor, and they're impervious to a lot of stuff. So you're basically just having to go up to them and just punch and kick them, and then that'll knock them. That'll do them. But I've been trying to do a lot of those hard missions, and I'm trying to up the level, and it's getting really, really difficult sometimes, but still fun.
Okay. Speaking of hard missions, I haven't played it yet, but people have spoken very highly of what's it called, Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah.
The EA joint, a lot of people have spoken very highly, but they said that there is a challenge. And it's like, as soon as you say the word challenge, I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
It looks like your basic hack and slash, though, with some puzzles.
They said they said the combat is very Dark Soulsy.
Oh, God. I think I'm out.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, as soon as y'all say Dark Souls, I'm out. But, I mean, it looks cool, but that's all.
I'll probably end up getting it, but not right now. So...
Right. You got anything else gaming-wise?
Well, I'm back into Assassin's Creed 2, but there's a part that I'm avoiding, so I'm just doing, like, side missions. Because the thing that I know is it's going to end up pissing me off, because there's a part where you have to get on this little, basically a glider, and glide through the city in order to overtake, in order to gain access into, like, one of the big buildings. You have to glide into it.
Is it like Superman 64 style, where you got to go through the hoops?
No, you don't have to go through hoops, but you do have to go through, like, basically, they built little fire pits all around the area. So as soon as you start losing steam, you can just dive over the fire pits, and it gives you more. It builds up. It gives you another boost, basically.
Okay.
So you can glide from one point of the city up to the other point of the city, so you can enter the building. But that always ends up pissing me off because it turns into Flight Simulator almost. And it just like when the first time I played it, I must have done like 10. I must have tried that level like 10 times.
Shit.
So I know when I get to it, and it's the next mission too. So I know it's just gonna anger me. So I'm just doing assassination quests right now.
Okay. I never actually made it back. Like my famous story. I rented it, and you said 2, right?
Yeah.
I rented 2. I had it on 360, and then while I had it rented, I started the game, and then I saw a Groupon deal for and this is like way after the fact. So this was like a Groupon deal. It had 2 Brotherhood Revelations. Was it called Revelations?
Yeah, Revelations.
Yeah, it was a pack for the PS3 that had those 3 in it. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll send this back to GameFly, and I'll just buy this from Groupon. Man, Groupon sent it took like 2 weeks for that shit to actually get to me. By the time it got to me, I ain't even want to play no more. So I've never really actually played it. And the worst part about it is it's not even like I got a disc for all of them. It's the disc for 2, but it's codes for the other 2 games. And my PS3 don't even work no more.
Well, at least you didn't lose it like you did with Star Ocean.
Man, don't even bring up Star Ocean, man. Like, fuck. Next.
Q got that on GameFly, and then he lost it, and he had to pay the full price.
I don't know if everybody knew that, but yes, I had to pay for Star Ocean 4 because it looked like Japanese Mass Effect. So I was like, you know what? I want to try this. So I got it from GameFly, and I don't know what happened. It just kind of disappeared.
Wait, that was you or that was Q? I thought that was Q.
That was me.
Oh, dude, this one time I swear that happened to him as well.
It might have, but that definitely happened to me, and I don't know where the hell that game went to. I have no idea.
It was Star Ocean: The Last Hope for him.
Is that 4?
I'm not sure. It's the one for 360.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the trailer, and it looked like Japanese Mass Effect, and I'm like, fuck yeah, man. And so I was really about that life. I was like, okay, I'll try this because, like, it looked dope. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened to it, and it's just kind of to this day, I still don't know what the fuck happened to that disc.
I mean, I gotta talk to Q because I swear this happened to him too.
It might have happened to him too, but this definitely happened to me. That's why I said, and I look for the longest time. Like when you get it from GameFly and you have to pay for it, they send you the case. So that I had the case with no fucking game. And like, I forgot that I had to do that. So like, when I got the case, I was like, oh shit, I bought something. I was like, no, the fuck it's not. It's just a case for fucking Star Ocean, you dick. I was like, man, fuck this game. It's fuck Star Ocean forever now.
They send you the case and like inside is like a printed out ASCII art middle finger.
It must have been like, it should have been. That's what. Okay, I don't want to talk about it no more.
Iron Scar, breathe.
Fuck that game forever. That's my version of breathing. Like fuck Star Ocean 4 forever. Fuck that game because it just kind of disappeared. To this day, I still don't know what the fuck happened. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
I'm gonna text him right now. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you got it. Are you still talking games?
No, I'm done with my games.
Okay. There ain't really a whole lot that we can really say about Disney Plus that isn't like super spoilery for like the stuff that we're watching now, like The Mandalorian, which has been super fucking good so far. And I'm not even a big Star Wars fan. I'm not a big Star Wars fan at all, but like The Mandalorian has been pretty fucking stellar. The production values has been phenomenal. It's on par with the movies.
Yeah.
It's very close to the movies. Like you don't know the difference. Like if you like watch these episodes, if you watch these 2 episodes back to back with nothing, with like, just like without the ending credits or the beginning or whatever like that, if it was just one, if you just make this one episode, that's a fucking movie.
Yeah,
it doesn't look any different. I mean, it's not a movie because there isn't really any resolution. But like the idea, like this, like visually, like from the perspective of looking at this on the TV, of course, which I think that this would work on a movie screen. I think it'll work just fine. But, it looks like the movies. It looks like the most recent movie.
I mean, I don't think this would work as a movie only because there's a whole lot of nothing that he does.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of just stuff that's just him doing nothing really.
And he does his best.
But that's better pace for TV though.
He does his best Sticky Fingers on Blade impression. Where he just doesn't say anything through most of it. Like he just doesn't say anything at all. I don't know if that could work for like a movie, but like visually this looks like the movies. I'll keep it there. Visually it looks like the movies. And
Also, shout out to Apollo Creed. He was in this.
yeah, man. I was like, yo, okay, you said Apollo Creed. Of course, I'm a little bit older than you, so I definitely went Action Jackson. I said Action Jackson. I was like, yo, that's motherfucking Action Jackson right there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, those Rocky movies are older than Action Jackson.
I know, but I remember Action Jackson as like a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody who's not my age doesn't remember Action Jackson as a thing. Like Rocky movies endure.
I owned it on DVD.
Yeah, Rocky movies endure, but like y'all don't remember that movie as anything other than like you know what I mean? It's like Action Jackson is a trivia answer. It's not like anything that anyone should care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what was the first movie where we saw Vanity's boobies?
Know what I mean?
And also, who was the villain in Action Jackson? It was Coach.
I don't even remember that.
Coach was the bad guy, and he was a dick.
I just remember he was Action Jackson. That's like really hard to say repeatedly while trying to still make it trying to make it sound like you're not drunk. Like judicial system. Like the more you say judicial system, the more drunk you sound. But yeah, I think Action Jackson is one of those, like, if you say it at the wrong time, somebody was like, you drunk? Like, that could happen. But yeah, I really like that. I know everybody's already spoiled Baby Yoda, which I think it's kind of fucked up that they call this thing Baby Yoda, but we don't know Yoda's species name.
Well, Yoda's species doesn't have a name, so they can just be like, well, Baby Yoda.
Yeah, and so like, and then like they said that the thing is 50 years old, so that means fucking it had to be born during the Clone Wars.
And also, like, that also means that basically Yoda was in his early 20s when he died. He was only like 300 years old.
No, he was 9. He said he was 900.
9? Are you sure? He's been teaching for 300 years. Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
He was 9 when he was 900 when he died.
Huh?
Yeah, Yoda's fucking old, man. And still got fucking busy in the Clone Wars, yo.
Dude, I always thought that was so stupid.
No, fuck no.
Like, he was all old and decrepit in The Empire Strikes Back when 20 years earlier he was moving like freaking like Ray Park or whatever. But
like, yo, the idea that like, no, you could tell that was not something he could do all the time. Like, he summoned it for that fight. Like, he was just like, all right, I mean, if it's a fight you want. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm going to have to pull this out one more time. One more again for your boy. One more again for your boy. But like, I hadn't seen that movie, and I was working tech support for Nextel at the time. And I think I was in training or something. And the guy who was in charge of the training was like, yo, y'all got to see this movie. Even if you only care about Star Wars a little bit, Yoda got busy. I was like, Yoda got busy? He was like, Yoda got busy. He's like, I ain't telling you nothing else. I'm telling you, Yoda got busy. And I was like, man, you can't be fucking kidding me. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, Yoda got busy? No, Yoda got busy. All right, I'm gonna go see that shit. And then I went to see it and was like, yo, Yoda got fucking busy, dog. Like, I mean, really. I was just surprised. And that shit was just amazing to me. It was very odd jobby though. Like, he was so short, like your swings and shit had to be adjusted. Like, even though he was like hopping around and shit, but like, come on, man. Like,
that's kind of what happened in Soul Calibur 4. He was a character in that, and oh my god, it was so frustrating to fight.
I just remember the dude from the Force Unleashed being like harder than the boss. He was like the mid-boss.
Oh, Starkiller, right, yeah.
Yeah, that dude was just the worst to fight in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, like Vader, Vader was kind of easy to beat, but when I got to Yoda, I was like, oh my god, I give up.
Well, hold on, Vader and Yoda were on different consoles, right?
Yeah, but later on they made Vader available for Xbox.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Through money.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I used to like playing Soul Calibur. It was one of those, but I like fighting games for like a few minutes. Like, I feel the same thing about racing games. Like, I like those, like, they're really cool for like a few minutes, but like the time that you take that you need to take to actually get good at it is not time that I'm going to put into a racing game or a fighting game. It's just like, no, because it's just this thing over and over again. And like, that's not fun to me, especially racing games, especially if it's on a track. Bruh.
I tried out when I worked at GameStop. I tried out one of the Forza games. I was like, okay, it's cool, but that's it. Like, that's literally it.
Forza Horizon is actually pretty decent. The Forza Horizons are way more decent than the others. Forza Horizon is closer to Burnout Paradise than Gran Turismo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I tried it because all I ever heard was freaking Major Nelson talk about Gravitars or whatever the heck, or Drivatars.
You know, I hated the fact that they talked about Drivatars as if they didn't have that in 2. Like, they made it seem like it was a new thing. Like, the Drivatar thing was in fucking Forza 2.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, I don't know.
And it was like, it had those like Gran Turismo style tests. And so like, it would put you, and it was like, okay, how you take this corner will matter for like, your Drivatar. And like, you could go into like a race and you can say, I'm sending my Drivatar for the race instead of me. And 2, I made a decent amount of money off of that. And because all I cared about in 2 was the auction house and like all of the crazy shit that people did in the auction house. I didn't care about the game very much at all, but the auction house was the shit. Like, I had this cool ass South Park car. My homeboy, ripped me off and took that car that was made like some Jordans. I told that story on the show before, but basically I'm in a chat with a friend and I'm looking at it and it was like a Challenger or a Charger. I always get confused with those, but, and I'm like, and we're both in the auction house just kind of looking around and stuff. And I'm like, yo, somebody made something that looked like J's and they were made like Jordan 3s. So the Jordan people know what I'm talking about. They look like Jordan 3s. So I was just like flabbergasted that somebody made a car look like some Jordans. So I'm talking to him and in the chat, he was like, oh, you saw that in the auction house? It's like, yeah. What kind of car was it? And I'm not paying no attention. And like, okay, so I'm like bidding and I'm bidding against somebody and the bid keeps going up and up and up, but I have just enough money to win the bid. And right before the bid is, somebody takes it from me and I don't have no more money. And I'm like, fuck, I ain't get the damn Jordan car. It was him the whole fucking time. He was bidding, he played the game more than me. Of course, it was a racing game. So he had more money than me in the game. So he outbid me for the fucking Jordan car. And I never got my damn Jordan car. I'm mad as hell about that still.
See, that's why whenever it's something you want, you just keep your mouth closed until you get it.
I definitely will do that shit from now on. But at the time, I was just kind of like, yo, that's fucking cool that somebody took that idea and put it on a car. But yep, that shit happened. But yeah, I used to love the auction house. That used to be my favorite shit to do. Just go look and see like all of the crazy stuff that people made.
Right.
I saw somebody made a Jordan 1-1 car. I mean, I said Jordan, a Mario 1-1 car. I'm looking at Jordans to try. Oh, really? I was looking at the Jordans to try to figure out which one it was, which one the car was made out of, and that's why I said Jordans. But somebody made a Mario 1-1 car, which, I mean, if you're gonna make something, that should be what you make. But yeah, it was just some real cool shit back in the day. But they definitely did have Drivatars, and you can send your Drivatars to race for you and bring you back money. I know there was a money penalty, but like I didn't have to do the race, so oh well.
You weren't worried about it.
Hell no. But yeah. So but yeah, I'm on the Disney Plus. I have been watching a bunch of the Marvel movies. I started Agent Carter, which I like Agent Carter. I finished season 1 all yesterday. I watched the whole season 1 yesterday. And I'm like a few episodes in on season 2. I don't love it as much as I did 1, but it's still really interesting and it makes me want to go back and watch Captain America. Because like this shit starts where Captain America ended. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like the idea that, you know, I don't really remember that much from Captain America. This is my least favorite Marvel movie to date because like
The Winter Soldier, or which one?
no,
Or the original?
the original, because he spent so much time not actually doing any Captain America things. You know what I mean? Like he was like, you know, the weird skinny version, and then he became Captain America, and he was just like a prop through most of the thing. Like most of the stuff they was just showing him off. It's like, here's Captain America. Like it's like, all right, cool. Like, can we see him actually like fight and like do some Captain America shit right now? And like most of the movie was not that, so I didn't really dig it. I don't know whether that was just me being a jerk at the time.
When I first saw it, I didn't like it, but then when I saw it again recently, I was like, this isn't as bad as I remember.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things similar to me, where that's going to be me also, where I watch it again, and because I know all of these nuances and shit about all of the stuff that's there, is going to come off a little bit better for me. And then also like the idea, I'm watching Agent Carter, and it's like 46, it's like 1946, and the bad guys are getting away. They get pulled over by a black cop.
Wow.
Now, I said this on the Dream Team, and they pulled it up, and the first actual black cop was in like 1911 or something like that. But yo, this is 46. And like, I didn't know if you were a black cop in 1946, even in New York City, were you allowed to pull over white people?
I mean, you probably could, but they'd probably be like, no, go away. Leave me alone.
Yeah, like, I think it might have been one of those situations to where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, where black cops like really started being a thing was just like, you can't do anything to these white people. So like, how about you stop them and you call one of us and we'll handle it, like that type of thing. You can stop them.
We'll take it from here.
Yeah, we got it. We got you, dog. We got you. Roof, roof. We got you, dog. But I'm gonna need you not to do nothing here. Not to these good white folks. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy. Like this, and then like I got to the Peggy Carter episode where the whole thing about the like racism came up for the first time in season 2. Like, and it's just like, yo, I get that you want to add this and let it be a reflection of the time, but you're in fucking LA. Like, it's not the same. It's like, y'all not in the fucking South. Like, it's not that serious. I know it's only 1947. I know it's only 47, but like, come on, man. Like, you're in California. This isn't the same. And like, basically they walked into a restaurant because they had her and the brother who kind of fell in love instantly, which is fucking weird. Her and the brother was in love from the jump. But she kind of liked dude. But like, so they needed to make a phone call. They had to go get change, and they walk into like this diner or whatever like that. And he basically did, "We don't take kindly to your kind around here." Like, that's basically what he did. It was just kind of like, really, y'all in California? Like, did y'all really have this in California like that?
I mean, I think it was a thing everywhere, but I mean, I don't know. I
mean, I get it's 47, so like maybe that's the thing. But like I didn't think that they acted like this in California.
I mean, even today, like parts of, I mean, the further north you go in California, the more conservative you get. So,
but this LA though, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this LA though,
it's 1940 something though. You have to remember that.
Yeah, I guess so. And I think the fucked up thing about like watching Agent Carter is knowing that they didn't get a chance to actually finish their story, which is probably why they're gonna they're putting the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people back there so that they could try to wrap this shit up. You know what I mean? Because it got canceled before they could wrap it up like neatly. So like I'm interested in how. I mean, I know that it's gonna. I know it's gonna get fucked up.
Meanwhile, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is just begging for death. Like, please put us out of our misery, finally, please.
Yeah. Like, it's like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is pretty much on a death rattle. Like, that season, the season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they went to the future was like, bruh, why is any of this here?
Have you tried to connect any of that? I try to explain it all to Paige Turner. She's like, what the hell? That is so weird and convoluted. Because I was like, they threw them forward in time, but then one of them stayed behind, and he went into cryostasis, and then he also shoots himself into space, and then they meet like one of their team members who don't have no arms, and then this and that and that and this. And then they go back in time, and now there's two of them. Like, what?
I don't understand why Yo-Yo had to lose her arms. Like, why was this necessary? Why was this necessary to do?
And then on top of that, you got the girl from The Descendants running around eating cereal.
I've never seen The Descendants, but okay.
It's the main girl, the purple haired girl. I mean, if you see even the commercials, you know who it is.
Okay. I know Pooh Bear was into that. I guess she can watch it now. Right? Because both of the movies are on Disney Plus. Wink.
Well, there's three of them now.
There's three of them now. I know. I saw two on Disney Plus, so maybe the other one ain't there yet.
Yeah, two has China McClain, who is in Black Lightning.
Yes, who looks like Pooh Bear. There's a scene.
You know, it wasn't until you mentioned it that I actually saw it myself.
Yeah, there's a scene where she has her hair put up into like these two little buns, and in that picture she looks very much like Pooh Bear. She doesn't now in real life, because in real life she cut all her hair off.
Oh, really?
So in Black Lightning now, like basically she's wearing a wig in every scene. But yeah,
I've not gotten past that first season. I mean, I've been meaning to. It's not because I didn't like it. I really loved it, but I want to sit there and actually sit and digest it instead of just putting it on and going off and doing something else.
Bruh,
which is how I watch a lot of my shows now.
I told you, Erica Alexander is in season 2, bro.
How much has changed?
Man, listen. Well, she also plays she's also the mama.
Yeah, see, and that also worried me as well, because you're like, no, she looks like somebody's mom in that. Like,
no, she looked like the mama she's RZA's mama in Wu-Tang, but she does not look like somebody's mama in. She could be somebody's mama in Black Lightning, but that's not how this go. That's not how it go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, she's very in Black Lightning.
You said she don't come until season 3, right?
No, she's in season 2, I think, and she's very Yoda-ish.
Very Yoda-ish.
In season 2. So, yeah. All right, but so far we're really digging the Disney Plus thing. I don't know how long it's going to take before this shit gets old and before they start adding some more content back to the service. But we've already looked this up, and we saw there's going to be times where certain movies are going to be released, but these are movies that are probably in other places.
Yeah.
It's the same movies that are at Netflix or somewhere else that are going to be moving over. So I think once we start getting rolling on the original content, this is going to be actually pretty good.
The Jeff Goldblum show is a show I've been watching. It's really wholesome. It's like he gets all hype for stuff, which I find really, really fascinating. Mm-hmm. There used to be those how it's made shows where they go into the factory and they show all the moving parts and everything.
I love shit like that.
Okay, so there was one of those that had this one that had a host who would just go ham for everything.
Okay.
I forgot which one it was, but it was like a machine would start rolling. It was like, whoa, look at that. Whoa, that's amazing. And Jeff Goldblum has that same attitude in the show when they show him something. He was watching, the first episode was about shoes. It was about the shoe collecting. Uh-huh. And he watched this dude drop 30 grand cash for a collection of shoes. And Jeff Goldblum was like, whoa.
Wow.
I thought the whole thing was hilarious. And then he even plays it. Jeff Goldblum can hoop.
Really?
Yeah, they were doing a 3-on-3 in street ball, and he's got some game. He moves.
Okay.
But the second episode is about ice cream, and I haven't finished watching that one yet, but it's good so far.
Okay. I'm gonna pull that up when I get finished watching the Marvel stuff, because I'm all about the Marvel stuff over anything else right now. But I'm pretty sure that'll change when the Marvel stuff starts getting old.
Right? Yeah, I'm just catching up on things I haven't seen in literally nearly 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's what I got going on.
All right, so I think that's it for us. I think we did a decently sufficient show, and everything is greatness. Like I said, we will announce when we will do the every 2 weeks thing. I don't know I haven't talked to Chase if he wanted to play some more Destiny or something tomorrow or anything like that. I haven't talked to him, but if anybody wants in on that, I know I know the homie Wormhole wanted to get in on some at some point, so that's going to be cool.
Okay, what's the main thing you're going to use? Because, like, I'm limited. I only have an Xbox right now.
You only have an Xbox. I am down to play on Xbox. I am down to play on Xbox. So, like, at some point, I don't know, but Chase is all about his PC at this point. But I'm down to play on Xbox. So if we get to that point, I'm cool to go ahead and download Destiny and be able to play there too. I'm using the same character, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. And I know you asked me about, you asked me one time about Division 2, and I was like, yeah, I still got it.
Oh, that's because I was gonna. That's because I was gonna buy the Division 2 bundle, but I didn't do that.
Oh shit! I like Division. I like Division way more than Destiny personally.
Yeah,
but
man, I really wish that fusion friendly server was still up.
For real,
that'd be great.
Yeah, but could you ever play that online?
I honestly think it was before they had online stuff, when it was just LAN.
Sadly, okay. Now I'm sad because Fusion Frenzy is not online capable.
It's not? Okay.
I don't think so. But, like, unless 2 is, which I doubt.
Yeah, 2's not on there, it's just 1. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I know 1 definitely was not. All right, so I think we did it. So, man, do the things, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate y'all coming around, and we appreciate being able to do this for y'all. I don't know what's going on with Chase, but we'll check in with Chase at some point and figure out all of the other details. We will probably, more than likely, if you're a part of the Discord, you're probably going to find out more about shit popping before anyone else. But if you are inquisitive while we're figuring all of this stuff out, send us a message. Social media links are in the show notes. And I think for the homie Sam, I'm Scarfinger. This is Scarcasm, and we out of here. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Peace.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling you. All right, I ain't gonna talk.